All right, everybody. Space Ghost here. We are back with our 3060 Ti cards. As you can tell, we have the MSI Trio right here. We have the Zotac, my two Zotac cards. So excuse me, I did have to do a driver update, and I had to do a update on just Hive in general. My flash drive that I have was an old flash drive, and so it's way out of date. And none of the drivers would work with the 3060. So I don't know if you guys have done it before, but if we come over here, let's go start our Hive up here. It might take a second or so. Anyways, you go into the Hive shell. You can do a search for Nvidia drivers update list. You type it out, and it will show you. Oops. Show you how to do all that. Yeah, right here, Nvidia driver update. And so when you do that, make sure I spell this right. And they believe it's dash list there. And that'll show you the list of drivers. I was all the way back at 44031 was my driver that was on this set or on this drive. So I'm now at the latest drivers. And when you want to do an install, once you do a search for the driver, if you have an issue, you just type this number right here, 460, 455, 450, type in one of those numbers, and it'll update you to the current driver that's in that set. So if I went in here, I'm not going to do it, but if I went in here and type 460, and if I hit enter right now, it will update the driver package. Well, I already have the current driver, so it's not that big of an issue. So let's go to, let me get out of this. All right, now I've already kind of ran this for a second, and I got to be a little bit careful. My room's a little bit warm. I don't have proper cooling on these cards right now, so I'll do it real quick. I'll let it run just for a few seconds to get a baseline of what these cards do. So we'll come up here, we'll hit our restart miner, and while that's restarting, I do the Hive shell again, and that'll give us indication what the miner's doing. So miner should be firing up right now. I'll have to hit refresh here in just a second. It should auto refresh the page, but I don't know what the timer's set at right now. I'll check it here in a minute. Come on. I want the Hive shell to pop up. There we go. Come over here. We'll go back into here. Now, when you get back into here, just type in miner. Oh, there. And we're currently running at 51.6 mega hash. 51.9, 51.9, 51.6. So it's looking like, let's get rid of this. Yeah, see my temperature is just shooting up there. It looks like my Zotac stock settings run about 15 watts more power, but they slightly better mega hash. So, like I said, these are stock settings. I haven't touched nothing. So I'm kind of curious if we come in here with a basic. I know some people are trying to run 120 power limit. I've been somewhat successful with it. I'm curious what it does to the mega hash. What are we doing here? Has it dropped yet? 51.6, 51.8, 51.9, 51.6. It hasn't dropped any. You see where the power was put in. I see the power went up, or the mega hash went up a little bit, up to 52, even though the power dropped. I was hoping to see the temperature come down. Let's give this a page refresh. Yeah, there you go. Look there. Temperature's dropped a lot on it. So we're no longer in the red on the temperature, so that's great. It's still finding shares. I can come over here to my page here, which shows I got one worker online. My test bench. So all right, now I got some numbers here. I know some people are running. I've seen anywhere from like 2,000 to 2,700 megahertz on the memory. So without messing with the core, I already know I'm at 120 watts, 360 total consumption. What it is at the wall, I'm not 100% sure because I don't have a meter on that system right now. So let's come over here to, let's not mess with the core. Let's just do our memory clock. Let's take it to 2100. Let's see what 2100 does. Temperatures are probably going to come up a little bit. Fan speeds, pretty high, especially on the Zotac cards. I was kind of concerned with the Zotac cards being a smaller card and only a 2-fan card. They don't have the heatsink and the cooling that the MSI card does. Let's see what this says now. Oh, look at there. We're all up to 59.8, 59.4, 59.8. So we haven't changed nothing but dropped the power limit down and we changed the memory a little bit at 2100. Let's give this a refresh. There we go. Look at that. 59, 59, 58.5. Temperature still holding about the same. Well, let's try 2400. See what we get with this one. I'm gonna try to keep this video another couple minutes here. Probably hasn't banged yet. Oh, look at 60.7, 57.7, 57.7. See, now it looks like my Zotac cards might have dropped off a little bit with that higher memory in them. It's not looking very promising on the old Zotacs, but I haven't got any rejected shares. Fifty-seven, 57. One thing I need to double check in my settings. I'll do that here later. I'm not gonna do it right now, but a lot of times in my settings, I have it set up in Hive that if a GPU kind of has an issue or a problem, it doesn't completely reboot the whole system and shut the rig down. It just shuts down that one graphics card. So there's a setting in there. I have to go look at one of my other rigs to remember what that setting is. It's a command line on the configuration file for it. But yeah, look at that. Bump these up to 2400 and I lost mega hash. So I'm curious. Let me take one of these here and let's drop you back to 2200. Let's see if that changes anything. Kind of crazy it would drop back like that. Go from 59 or 50 up to 58, and now back to 56 and a half. What are we doing here? Doesn't appear like it did anything. 56, not really, huh? Well, huh. All right, guys. Well, that's just a quick overview of these Zotac cards. Like I said, it don't look like they're liking the memory overclocks. Let me take it back to 2000. Apply that one and see what it. GPU 1, 5631. That's all the way down to 55. Temperature's a little warm, but like I said, this is just a quick little run. There's not going to be there's not a setting that I'm going to leave going all the time. Uh, I will end up taking this rig out to my shed so that it's 40 degrees outside right now. So let's see here. Wow, it's still not coming back up. Well, that's kind of weird. I've adjusted that memory on that one card. Now what to do? I don't want to take it all the way back to. I started at 2100. Let's just do this. Let me. I'm curious. Let's just take that back to 0 on the memory. 0 overclock. The last thing I try. Last thing I try while I'm recording, anyways. Yeah. See. Okay. Now it takes it all the way back to. It should go all the way back to the stock mega hash. But it hasn't rebooted yet. So let's try one more thing. Let's take this to. I've seen. So that guy's running 2750. Man, that's awfully high. I did 24. Screw it. Let's try 2700. See what that thing does. Probably going to crash right here. Probably going to completely die on us. We're back up 53. 54. Come on. 54.7. 54.8. Looks like that's where he's going to stable in on that. So now 54.8. Now let's do, yeah, 54.8. Let's give that card 10 watts. 10 watts of power. And we'll see what it does. 130. That card's getting 72, and my room's a little warm right now, so it's a little warm in here. Where are we at here? Oh, dang, look at that. That was the ticket, boys. 62.4. Look at that. Now, is that stable? So, if I come over here to this other card, and we'll ding this one for 2700 at 130 watts. I'm curious. Let's see if this one will do it. Well, it's doing Probably multiple changes here, maybe too many. It might fry the old brain in the system. See what it does. 60.9, 62.2, 62.3, 62, 61. Well, still banging shares. The Asus card went up to 61.3, but these Zotac cards are pulling almost 1 mega hash more at the same settings. 62.3, 62.2. That's only 61.3. That's good to know. Now, longevity wise, how stable. That's the only other option or not option, but dilemma is going to be how stable is this setting. I might let it run for a little while. God, let's see. There's your difference between those cards, boys and girls. 61.2. So I'm down a mega hash compared to the Zotac cards, but I'm also running 7 to 8 degrees cooler with that big card. And on the Zotac cards, I do have a little fan sitting up on top of them to try to help keep them cool. Now, in my mining shed with the Delta fans and everything running, my temperatures will never be a problem. But see this card right here? It's only running 39% on the fans. These fans run almost 80%. And they're running so a lot cooler. The only thing I have not done is, let's see, this be for all the cards. Let's do the core. Drop the core down to 400. I don't think that's going to affect it any when it comes to performance. 61.7 on the Asus. The Ace or the MSI card actually came up with the core. And I have noticed that in the past that sometimes you get a bit more hash when you drop the core down. And you see 61.8, you can see it right here. These cards are still the same, 62.3, 62, almost 4. So 61.8. Yeah, I think that's a good setting right there. Oh, wait. I thought that applied. That did not apply. Maybe that's probably why the MSI card. I did not catch that. That might be the MSI card is a dragging a little bit. I thought I had the power settings set. So, all right, this video is getting a little longer than I was hoping for. But there we go. That's better. 62.2, 62.2, 62.3 across the board. 130 watts. So for my system, and see, I'm looking at somebody else's setup, and they're getting 63 mega hash. And they're running 125 watt, minus 400 core, 2750 on memory, and 125 power limit. But how stable is that? Temperatures dropped a little bit when I dropped the core, so okay. Well, I'm curious. We bumped this to, I don't want to get any higher than that. We'll see what it does. We'll go until this thing crashes. I'm curious to see where the limit's at, which card's going to fail. $62.4. Okay. 62.4. We're getting close to that 62. That's close enough. 62.5. Yeah, we're right at that 62.5 number. Okay. That's at 2750 power limit. I'm gonna try one thing. Let's drop this power limit to 125 and see if that affects it or not. See if it goes down or goes up. Like I said, we're still banging shares, it's still reliable. Haven't had any invalid shares that I know of. Oh wow, look at that. I just lost 1.5 mega hash by dropping the power by 5 watts. So let's lost a lot of mega hash on the Zotac cards. So the Zotac cards gotta have that extra power. That's good to know. So let's take those back up to where we had them. And all right. Let's make sure this stabilizes back out. Let me get a refresh on that. Yeah, see that. I lost 2.5 mega hash. So it's not worth the power drop. All right, 62.4, 4, and a 5. Can we get a smidgen more on our memory? We'll try 2800. I wonder if this will be the breaker. Now, I do understand I got MSI and there's 2 different Zotac cards. There's 2 different manufacturers, 2 different brands of cards. So, you know, if it crashes and the Zotac card may crash, the MSI card may crash, there may just be, you know, I'll have to see which one it does. I can come back and I can fine tune separate cards to run a little higher or run a little bit more if I have to or if I need to. But so far it's looking like 62.6, 62.5, and 62.6 across the board. And they're still going. Wow. And 390 watts according to the miner. And I know it's going to be more like probably 420, boys and girls, because of the core system. But 62.6, 62.6, and 62.5. Man, how much more can we push that memory, I wonder? I'm afraid to go any higher. You know what? I think I'm just going to call it good for right now. I don't think I've seen anybody else pushing higher than that. See, I've seen 2750. I'm kind of going back through other people's overclock settings. A little less power limit on some of them, but they're not getting 62 mega hash, only getting 59. 2700, 28, or 27. Yeah, I'm not seeing anything else. I think I'm just gonna leave that there for now. We'll see what it does. We'll see how stable it gets. Hopefully it's pretty stable. All right, guys. Well, I'm going to get off here and like and subscribe, and hope you guys enjoy the videos. Like I said, I'll make an announcement sometime this week on what video to make a comment on for the giveaway, ITX computer. I'll do a video on putting it together and doing the final wiring, and I'll fire it up, and that way everyone can see it running to show that it's a real system. So, all right, guys, like and subscribe, click the notification bell, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.